That's right, it's your boy Kevin with another City Review.
I can't believe I'm back in Atlanta.
I am perhaps more qualified to review Atlanta than I am any other major city. Not that I'm particularly qualified, I've just been there a bunch. I lived in Georgia for 7 years. 7 years! You don't do that without seeing more than your fair share of Atlanta, believe me. I recently revisited Atlanta for the City Review, but honestly I once again just met up with my friends and did my best to ignore the city itself, so I'll be relying on mostly past experiences here. So let's talk about Atlanta. To start off, let me just say, I don't like Atlanta very much. It feels like nobody wants to be there. It feels like traveling through Atlanta is just a punishment you have to go through to get from point A to point B. In fact, I'd say Atlanta is a city primarily defined by how dependent on the car it is. Here's a list of the most congested cities in the United States. You'll notice Atlanta is number 10 on this list. You'll also notice that everything else on this list is a city you'd rather be in. I wish Atlanta would invest more in their public transit to fix their problem. They have MARTA, which operates their public transit, but it is not sufficient for a city with a population of nearly 500,000 people, especially when more people travel in MARTA via bus than train. So you end up having to wait in traffic anyway. As a result, Atlanta is a slog to get through for pretty much everyone. What do you think of Atlanta? What's your opinion on it?
Of Atlanta?
Yeah, what's your opinion on it?
It's a little busy. It's a little too much traffic for me.
Yeah?
Too many people.
Too many people?
Too many people.
Should we, how do you think we should handle that?
Not be in Atlanta.
Yeah, we're reviewing Atlanta. What is your opinion on it, you think? Dirty?
Oh, I
You heard it here first. Jamel wants to talk about Atlanta. He lives here.
Yeah, it's gay.
Wow. I don't know if we're going to leave that in there. We'll see.
I guess it's a good place to live. Yeah.
Okay, so do you mean that in a positive way then?
Yes.
And when you are in Atlanta waiting in traffic, where do you go? I've been to several places in Atlanta where the experience wasn't worth it. The Varsity, for example. This local fast food chain somehow became a staple, but it is nowhere good enough for you to go out of your way, despite what you may hear. It's mid. Oh, and speaking of mid, when I went to Pond City Market, there was an Indian restaurant without any rice dishes. We asked. If that's not mid, then I don't know what is. I did get some good macaroons there, actually, but they were a little expensive. I don't know how anyone ever navigated Atlanta before GPS. There are too many narrow one-way streets and hard right turns. If you told me the Labyrinth, the Minotaur was trapped in Atlanta, I'd believe that. I wouldn't even think to question the fact that you believe in the Minotaur. I just accept that at face value and move on. That said, there are some things that are worth doing in Atlanta if you find yourself stranded there. Here's the 3 things you should do in Atlanta if you're stranded there. Check out the Carter Presidential Center. It's very interesting. A lot of history there, a lot of cool stuff. Replica Oval Office, very nice. You should also go check out the CNN Center. It's pretty cool. It's a nice space. It's very just neat. And finally, you should probably go to the aquarium. It's a pretty good aquarium. You can see whale sharks there. Those are things I recommend. If you're a Coca-Cola fan, which I'm not, I assume the World of Coke is a good place to check out. And Willie's is a nice local kind of Chipotle kind of place that I think is really good. So maybe check that out. One other thing, I recommend MomoCon as the best Atlanta con. I think NY Weekend Atlanta and Dragon Con are okay, but MomoCon is the superior Atlanta con. That's my opinion. Now, I'm not about to end this video without a montage. Didn't see you there.
You guys are best friends. If you're in the group chat, are you?
Yeah, I am in the group chat.
I'm just in an elevator, so I wasn't sure.
Okay.
No, we are in the parking garage thing, and we're gonna walk over shortly.
And this was the third spot.
Well, what was the first two spots? I guess your place or wherever you are.
Well, yeah, work, home, and this is your third spot. Everyone needs a third spot.
What are we doing here?
Jenga, giant Jenga. Or
Giant
no Jenga,
Jenga?
yeah. No
This
dare.
is a special feature for Weebs on Weekends. Check it out on YouTube at Weebs on Weekends. We'll put a link in the description below. There's no danger. Can you explain what you just told me?
So, if you have a 7, then you can choose to swap with somebody else.
And this is, why do you do this?
To give your hand to somebody else. Now, I had only a little bit of cards left. So I just gave away my cards.
I mean, why is this a rule? It's not the official rules, is it?
How it is. How it is.
Rule number 301. If you play a 0, the whole group must swap hands.
Stay where you belong, in my memories.